This is a down-to-earth documentary episode. Jeffrey Dahmer, American serial killer, born 1960, May 21st. Jeffrey Dahmer grew up with both parents, with one sibling in the household. Both parents were employed, but it was an unstable household. They always argued, never really got along, and this was around Jeffrey Dahmer. Jeffrey Dahmer found interest in taxidermy, meaning animals that were killed, they would take out the insides and he would stuff them, and they're basically put up like trophies in the household. So he was really obsessed and attracted to that. His father kind of influenced him to do that, So as time passed, Jeffrey Dahmer was doing other things. When his parents wasn't at home, one day in 1978, right? He was doing all types of things, drinking and going out, fantasizing about men, because later on, as time goes by, he gets interested in men because he's homosexual. This is something the father had an idea about, but really never really knew until Jeffrey explained it to him. But 1978, he's 18, right? About the time to graduate from high school. Left alone at home in the summertime, he finds a victim that was jogging. He picks this victim up, brings this victim to a hotel, and he murders this victim. 1978. That's the beginning of his murdering spree. I shouldn't call it a murder spree, but that's the beginning of what he started. So, as time goes, he starts the continuation of this murdering. He moves in with his grandmother because he wasn't doing good in school. So during that time, he goes out and he finds his victims at a social club, gay bars or gay clubs. Picks them up, brings them home, drugs them, and then when they don't have any type of strength, he kills them, dismembers them. Some of the first victims was kept at his grandmother's house in the basement. When it became too strong, the smell and the stench, and grandmother was starting to get a little suspicious, that's when he had to leave because the complaints of the smell. And then he got his own apartment, right, where he continued these murders. 17 victims. He got his own apartment in the city, the inner city, and he continued to go to these gay bars, picking up young men and drugging them in his apartment, then killing them and dismembering them. Mostly African American males, but there was other victims. He would put them in a freezer after when he dismembered them, and their skulls especially. They called Jeffrey Dahmer the Milwaukee Beast. He had other nicknames. People were scared of Jeffrey Dahmer. His first murder was 1978, ended in 1991, and 1994 he died in prison, got killed by another inmate. Jeffrey Dahmer had this long stretch from 1978 to 91 because how he, my opinion is how he looked. White Caucasian male, glasses, looking stereotypically innocent. And that's one big reason he did not get arrested or wasn't looked on as a suspect, even though he had a neighbor who had suspicions, a lady who had suspicions that he was doing something in his apartment. But for a while, he was getting away with this. What happened is one of his victims, or what was going to be his victims, got away. And from that victim got away, right? That's when his whole world fell apart because one victim got away, warning others who were going to the same clubs as Jeffrey Dahmer. So Jeffrey Dahmer would frequently go to these gay bars or gay clubs to pick up men because he had an idea, because he's intelligent, that a lot of these individuals came from households where a lot of probably their family members shunned them. They didn't really care for them, or abandoned them because of their background. So he knew to seek out his victims, and he did. Jeffrey Dahmer had a big trial on television. It was known from back in the day when they arrested him. He's really big in the media because of what he did. They made several documentaries on him and movies, and recently a Netflix series that got a lot of attention, right? Jeffrey Dahmer became the Milwaukee Cannibal because he got that nickname because he ate his victims too. Down the line, he ate his victims. He was doing the same thing to their bodies what he used to do to the animals, the deceased animals, taxidermy type of style. He was really psycho. But when you do your research, you see where it comes from. His parents, they were unstable. The mother, she had mental illness. The father, he was chemist, researcher, and they just never got along, right? Jeffrey Dahmer's father was still supporting him even after he was accused of all these murders. His father still supported him in all his court sessions. So, the story of this American serial killer grew up with parents and was actually spoiled. Whatever he wanted, his parents would get for him, right? They would get everything, whatever he needed. Education, his father helped him with, or tried to help him with, but he dropped out of school. Whatever financially Jeffrey Dahmer needed, his father was there for him. So, did this all help? No. All he needed is some attention from both parents, but he was abandoned at a time when he needed both of them. So from 1978 to 1991, right, he was doing a lot, probably every 2 years doing a murder, obsessed with murdering men, especially who are homosexual. I don't know if it was a way to hide what he was, but he was obsessed with killing, just murdering people. And it finally came to an end, 1991, and then he died in prison 1994. Jeffrey Dahmer, the American serial killer